Honorable Speaker, I want to give a statement on registration of persons at the constituency and the county office level for the rollout of the nationwide universal health coverage by Social Health Authority. Honorable Speaker, the Ministry and the Social Health Authority has from 1st of October 2024 started rolling out the SHA healthcare services and the benefits under the three funds, that is the Primary Healthcare Fund, Social Health Insurance Fund, and the Emergency Chronic and Critical Illness Fund established under the Social Health Insurance Act number 16 of 2023 that was enacted by this House almost a year ago. This act is currently being operationalized by the government. Access to SHA health services and the benefits being offered by SHA. As the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Health, I rise to give a statement concerning the registration of Kenyans at constituency level. Honorable Speaker, members of the Departmental Committee on Health have raised concerns on the slow registration of Kenyans. In response to these concerns, the Ministry of Health was invited to clarify the slow process of registration of Kenyans. The Ministry of Health and the Social Health Authority, in the meeting held in the committee room on Thursday, 7th November 2024, highlighted its preparedness on the rollout of the access to Social Health Authority benefits. The SHA system had registered approximately 14,868,178 Kenyans as of yesterday, Tuesday, 19 November 2024. I wish to inform this August House that the Ministry has since deployed technical officers from Social Health Authority and Digital Health Agency to support in the registration of exercise as per the attached annex, which I have the annex attached here, and I'll be able to table it so that members can look at their constituencies and who are the staff from both the Digital Health Agency and the Social Health Authority. The purpose of this statement, therefore, Honorable Speaker, is to request the honorable members to support Social Health Authority rollout in their respective constituencies and counties for the county women by linking up with the officers listed in the respective regions and counties and contracts provided. In conclusion, Honorable Speaker, the registration of Kenyans, if implemented by the Ministry of Health in the manner that the latter explained to the committee, would contribute significantly to the digitization and modernization of Kenya's healthcare system, ensuring accessible, affordable, and high-quality care for all Kenyans as envisioned in the Kenya Health Policy 2014-2030 and the Kenya Universal Health Coverage Policy 2020 to 2030. Honorable Speaker, the challenge that many Kenyans face is because they want to register at the time when they are getting services. But we are requesting many Kenyans that they should register early enough so that when you go to get services in the hospital, you're already a registered member. You should not be struggling to register. And as per yesterday, we agreed with the Social Health Authority that they should contract all level 4s for outpatient services so that primary health care can be offered at level 2, level 3, and level 4. So that all level 4 facilities should be able to provide primary health care and people can walk in and walk out and get the services in which they are going to be provided. And the method for payment will be through capitation. And we want to ask Kenyans for patience so that, and also timely registration so that they can be able to access services without any difficulties. Thank you, Honorable Speaker, and I want to table this and ask members that they can go to the table office, look at their constituencies, and get in contact and get in touch with the Digital Health Agency and the SHA Authority officers who are responsible for registration in your area so that people can be able to be registered. They can also assist us in identifying who are the indigents so that the indigents can benefit from government support through being registered and being having access to services. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Rendikiri. I want to thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity. And I want to really appreciate the focus of our chairman of Health Committee. However, Mr. Speaker, there are some clarifications that the Kenyans need to be told. On the matter of registration, there are new registrations. The people have never been with the NHIF. And there are old card holders of NHIF. That matter needs to be clarified, because what is happening now, particularly in the old card holders, they appear in hospital, the outpatient is working, the inpatient is not working, and vice versa. Mr. Speaker, what I thought the chairman could also come out very clear is to tell us what are the causes of these delays. Is it a system failure? Is it a human-created failure? Or is it a natural law? Because it is very funny. The government is doing whatever it can. I believe there is something wrong at NHIF or SHA, whatever it is. Mr. Speaker, it's something that the committee need to investigate to find who is causing this delay. Because surely, when I use my ID and my old card number, I am not able to access. We have been blaming Kenyans for not having digital phones. But at my constituency level, Mr. Speaker, Board constituency, I assigned my staff to go around asking people who are not registered to register. But when you try to access that system, it is a nightmare, Mr. Speaker. So we need to know exactly what is the cause of this delay. Is it an intentional delay, or is it a sabotage? What it is? Because this scheme is the best. But now if Kenyans are not able to access the services, we can't be sitting here every day.
At your point, you've already asked a question.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It's a month gone. Yeah. The numbers are not that big. And we must tell the Kenyans that people think that the government is not working. The government is working. But something is not right at the headquarters. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
MP for Baringo South.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for this opportunity. I also want to register the challenges that is facing this exercise of registration, that there is a lot of confusions, and we don't know the source, or rather the cause. We want the ministry specifically and the officers of SHA to be very clear on this, because people who are sick, as they go for those services, some of them have registered, but they are told there is no specific number, reference number, because the numbers they are using is the holding numbers of NHIF. So it's like there is somebody somehow in the systems who is not honest, because registration is doing well, and Kenyans have accepted, and the exercises of registration is all going on well. But the services, Kenyans want to see these services. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Badibadi, I see your name on the screen. Do you have an issue here, or it's an old one?
It was an old one. Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me this opportunity. But I wanted to converse on the old one.
Okay, fair
yes.
enough. Honorable Member, at the end there.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity. I would want to ask the chair to clarify, Mr. Speaker, on the role of county health promoters on sensitization of SHIF, Mr. Speaker. The last time I checked, Mr. Speaker, the remuneration of county health promoters was undertaken by both county government and national government, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, there is a lot of complaints at the mashinani level that people are not able to understand or to differentiate between SHIF and SHA. And they are not able to understand what SHIF stand for or what SHIF will undertake. I would want the chair to clarify the role of county health promoters on sensitization of SHIF, whether they are going around the country explaining to the people what SHIF means and what SHIF will do to them. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
I think I take a very last one. We have other businesses to transact, and so this question, you'll be the last one to ask a question.
Asante Mheshimiwa Spika. Yangu ni ule utaratibu ambao unahitajika kwa wale ambao walikuwa wamejiandikisha katika ule mfumo uliopita wa NHIF na sasa na huu mfumo mpya. Tunafahamu kwamba hata sisi kama wabunge tulikuwa tumechukua majukumu kupitia mfumo wetu ule mfuko wa NGCDF kuandikisha baadhi ya wale ambao wanahitaji usaidizi. Na walioandikishwa wakati ule ilikuwa ni wale watu ambao hawajiwezi, ni wazee, ni wakongwe, ni mayatima, hawana namna yoyote. Na katika huu taratibu ulioko ni kwamba inabidi waweze kusafiri kwenda vituoni na kujisajilisha upya. Ilikuwa niombi kwa mwenyekiti wa kamati husika kama ataweza kufanya utaratibu wa kuwatembelea wale ambao hawajiwezi, hasa ambao ni ukweli ndio wanahitaji huu usaidizi, kuona ni vipi wataweza kuhamishwa, kwa sababu wengi wao bado ni kwamba wakiwa na dharura na kwenda hospitali hawapati matibabu yoyote. Kuna utaratibu gani ambao anaweza kufanya wa dharura ili wale ambao hawezi kwenda kwa vile vituo waweze kusajiliwa ili waweze kunufaika na hili? Asante Mheshimiwa Spika.
Understood. Chair, please. Among the things you just been mentioned by, which you should take note of.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
For the benefit of the members.
Yes.
Some members, of course, and even the wider public. Yes. Explain also what's the difference between the SHIF and the SHA.
Yes, I wanted to begin from there.
One manages the other, but you have to really bring it out. Yeah.
Honorable Speaker, the authority is called SHA, Social Health Authority. Social Health Authority manages three funds.
Yes.
The Social Health Insurance Fund, which covers for your health at level 4, 5, and 6. It also manages Primary Health Care Fund, which covers for your health in level 2, 3, and 4 outpatient. For 4 is outpatient services. And then it also manages Emergency, Critical, and Chronic Illness Fund. If you are using your Social Health Insurance Fund and you exhaust it, you have a chronic illness, you are diabetic, you have a renal disease, you're on dialysis,
you still get the services.
You still get the services, but now the services will be, you will be utilizing a different fund because you've exhausted your Social Health Insurance Fund.
Okay.
So it is managing those three funds. The Honorable Wamumbi talked about county health promoters. It is not county health promoters. It's community health promoters. Community health promoters are at the primary health care level. This is a network that each community health promoter is in charge of 100 households. And in these households is able to at least identify the illnesses that these people are having. You can be able to make diagnosis of this is a diabetic, this is hypertensive, and refer you to the health facility so that you can get proper treatment. And the role of county governments in community health promoters is that they are the ones, the county governments are the ones who recruit them. They also co-share the payment, where the national government gives 50% and the county government gives 50%. So that these community health promoters at least have something to take care of themselves. Initially, they were not being given anything, but now they are given a small stipend of 5,000. And it is paid by both national government and county government. And then the national government also has a responsibility to train them. Because you remember, I think this morning we've just passed a community health workers bill by Honorable Member for Ward Chief. That bill now will be able to provide for training, registration, and how these community health workers can be managed. My colleague Honorable Mugambi and Honorable Kamuren raised about the issue of registration. My appeal here is that that we want all these people to be registered. Everybody, all the 54 million Kenyans must be registered, so that when the government is allocating funds for primary health care fund for level 2 and level 3 and outpatient, so that through capitation, you can be able to access all those services. Every Kenyan has a right to access them without paying anything for level 2, level 3, and level 4 outpatient. For emergency, critical, and chronic illness, when you are involved in an accident, you have an emergency, you are involved in any emergency situation, the government, this house, has appropriated 2 billion to that fund, and it will continue appropriating more money, so that when you have a chronic illness, you have a critical illness, you have an emergency, you don't have to pay. You'll be admitted to any hospital, and that fund will be able to take care of you. And you remember the head of state said people have been selling their shambas to treat their patients. So we want to move away from that, so that you can be able to be, if you have a kidney disease, you can be able to be either dialyzed, or you can even get transplant for the kidney. Both you and the donor will be taken care of, both pre-implant and post-implantation. You can also be taken care of. So this is the services that you'll be able to access without paying anything. But for SHIF, you have to contribute. For those who have pay slips, we are contributing 2.75%. Then for others, they'll do what we call proxy mean testing. My colleague here has asked me, what are indigents? Indigents are those who are not able to pay. You have constituents who are not able to pay, whom the government was initially allocating money through this house to pay for them. But now you have those indigents who are supposed to access services. You've asked about, you have elderly people within your communities. You have sick people who are within your communities, whom needs to be registered. We are appealing to you that at your constituency offices, we will send officers. The list is attached here. Under the Digital Health Agency and the Social Health Authority, their officers, we've given their contacts, given their names. You can get in touch with them. They come and assist you to have those people registered, and they'll carry out the proxy mean testing, so that the indigents, the very poor of the community, can be identified and can be put into the program where the government can pay for them through this house, appropriating funds to the indigents, and they can be supported so that they can access all the health services without having any challenges, without them paying for it, but the government will be able to pay for it. So it is upon you now as honorable members to assist, to have these people, to have everybody registered, and the issue about challenges of people being registered, we are sending officers there to assist. And if you are in NHIF, you should not worry, because you must be transitioned to Social Health Authority without any challenges. And you should not be able to miss any service that you are in NHIF, now you are in Social Health Authority. You can still access services. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Yeah, honorable members, I think this was a statement which was sought, and we have given it a sufficient ventilation. Wednesday morning is for private members' motions. This is, order, honorable members, order. I will give one, and you take 1 minute also, even under the standing order number 40, standing order number 41 is express. It says, even the chair who is making the statement cannot take more than 3 minutes without the leave of the chair. But the chair has been too generous. Now, you ask one question in half a minute, and let him take 1 minute also.
We want the chair to tell us who will meet the cost of those officers, where they are. He has given us the contact, so we want to know who will meet the costs and where they are located.
Okay, fair enough. And then ask one more question also there. Now, answer
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
In
Thank you. The chair did not answer my question. My question was, what is the role of community health promoters on sensitization? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Chair, proceed and answer that. Cameron, you've already asked.
The Digital Health Agency and the Social Health Authority staff are staff who are on payroll. They are being paid for. You don't have to pay anything as a member. You are not going to meet the limits. Their role is, no, I'm talking about those who are assisting in registering.
Yes.
Then the role of the community health promoters in sensitization. They'll be able, in the gadgets which they have, they can assist also in registration. And they can also assist in educating what services you can be able to access at the primary level, at level 1, level 2, and level 3.
Fair enough. Next order.
Order number 9, motion number 6 of 2024, comprehensive reform of education bursary schemes to ensure free basic education in Kenya.
Yes, the Honorable Martin Owino? No? Yes? Just a second. That was the committee here. This is Esther Passaris, yeah? Esther Passaris.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportunity.
This has been concluded, this debate.
Yes, it has been concluded.
It's your turn now to reply.
Yes.
Okay, proceed.
Before I respond, because we were on SHA, and of course I have some concerns, and you hadn't seen me make the intervention. On SHIF and SHA, I mean, it's going to be an amazing thing, right? I mean, because the haves will be paying for the have-nots. But the problem I'm having is when you say that outpatient will also be catered for 2, 3, and 4, I hope that in that outpatient there will be drugs available especially recurring drugs, because diabetes you need drugs, and that's number 1. Number 2, also when you say you're going to have free surgeries if you have an accident, I hope that implants will be available in hospitals stocked for the surgeries, because a lot of patients
Order. You got a small window in which the chair wanted to look the other side, but you have expanded it. That business is concluded. Proceed and, as a mover, reply to the motion.
Thank you. Honorable Speaker, I beg to reply on the motion on comprehensive reforms on education bursary schemes to ensure free basic education in Kenya. Honorable Speaker, I listened to my colleagues, some who supported and some who opposed. I cannot understand for the life of me why any member of parliament, representative of the people, would not want free education, secondary education for their constituents. They know that parents are struggling. They know that even if they have their constituents come to their offices, pick up forms, fill those forms, take them back, it is so indignified to make a parent have to leave their job and actually search for a form to be able to fill it, to be able to get the bursary after a few months. And when they get the bursary, fine, we spread it across the constituents because we look at it in terms of votes. We cannot look at education in terms of votes. Education is a constitutional right under Article 43(1) and 53(1). So for those who oppose free secondary education, just because you want to hand out a check of 5,000 or 10,000 or 3,000 if you want to reach many people, at the end of the day, you're not helping that student. That student is not going to be studying because that student will be sent home so many times. Even when the Ministry of Education gives capitation, the student is still sent home. We say that we have free day school, but while we have free day school, a number of students cannot afford the books are not readily available, the students cannot afford uniforms, so they don't even attend school. We need to understand that free compulsory basic education means free education. That means a student walks into school, gets books, gets a uniform, gets all the facilities that they need to be able to get that education. We are actually not doing justice to us, to our citizens when we cannot give the basic education. When Moi Kibaki in 2003, in December he was elected into office, in 2003, when he made the statement, free primary education, he didn't ask himself, where's the money going to come from? He didn't ask himself, can the ministry do it? Can parliamentarians do it? He said, I want free primary education. And what? It happened. It happened because when you make a decision to provide something for your constituents, you then find the money. And I know we have a struggle with finding money. The Ministry of Education gets an average of about 650 billion, and for secondary education, it's an average of 10% of that budget. Now, when I look at the Ministry of Education, to provide free secondary education with all the amenities that are required with it, they will need at least 1 trillion or 1.2 trillion to be able to provide it effectively and efficiently. But the problem is, where will we get that money? Of course, our president is determined to ensure that we get debt-free, so that we save the interest that we're paying, which is 1 trillion, to be able to use it for other things. And one of the things that we have to use it on is a constitutional right, the constitutional right for education, for shelter, for food. You know, those are the things that we as representatives of the people should be fighting for. When I look at, first of all, I want to thank Mark Nyamita, Honorable Mark Nyamita. He stood up and seconded the motion. And he said, education is a fundamental right. He also said it's a moral obligation for every child in Kenya to access free compulsory education. Do you know why we have so many criminals right now? Do you know why we have so many children taking drugs? Do you know why we have so much suicide? Because children don't have something to do with their time. When we say it's free and it's compulsory, no child will be loitering on the streets. They will be in classrooms. Okay, we don't have classrooms, I understand. But then when the MPs have got money to build classrooms, and MP takes home, takes for CDF, and he's a patron, I understand, but for CDF allocated to an MP, we're talking about 600-700 million shillings per, in the term that they're going to be in office. Almost, it's about 150 million. That money can be put to actually building schools. Building schools. We need more schools.
Yeah, what's the point of order, Honorable?
We need more schools.
Order, Honorable Pasaris.
Honorable Speaker, I stand on a point of order. The mover of the motion and in her reply has a duty to be factual. Is it in order for the Honorable Member for Nairobi County to mislead the House and the public that CDF is money that is given to members of Parliament? That is not true. Has this Member of Parliament read the current CDF Act? This is why we have bastardized CDF by giving the impression to the public that is money that belongs to the MP. This is a house of record. That information must be expunged from the record of this house.
What the honorable member, in my opinion, means is that there is that amount of money set aside in every constituency. Order, the MPs are patrons for that. Yes, Vice Chair. Yes, Vice Chair. Order, Vice Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. As the Vice Chairman of the NGCDF Committee, the current NGCDF Act 2023, the Member of Parliament is not even a patron. There is nowhere a Member of Parliament is mentioned.
Fair enough, the Chair.
So please, can we have the records correct?
I stand corrected on that. Anyway.
Yeah.